Broadcasting live from the mixed-up world of Hyrule, this is the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Tournament Qualifiers for SpeedGaming Live 2021. Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Bobtastic, and joining me on commentary is everybody's favorite administrator, Star 1468. How you doing?
Doing good. You, Bob?
I am doing just fine this morning. It's been a hot minute since I've been able to do anything commentary or anything remotely related to this, so I am super hyped.
Yeah, glad to have you back, Bob. Looking forward to a good qualifier race here. We've got ourselves Sam and Sponge on Restream.
Oh, I heard Salmon Sponge, and then I looked over and I was like, wait, I didn't know there was a player named Salmon Sponge. So now I'm just looking for either a sponge made out of a fish or just like a very light pink colored sponge.
Yeah, don't forget to get these ready to follow to Sam and House and insult these ones. As well as my slightly scattered friend Gocom and our tracker room traveler.
But it's definitely just Sam on the left and Sponge on the right. I'm sure both of these runners are better than I could ever hope to be. Now we have a free forest medallion, which is nice for the song purposes, but I believe we're playing the medallion bridge and or something like that. It's not all medallions. Or
no, it is
Stonebridge and Light Arrow cutscene or something like that, right?
Yeah, correct. Stonebridge Light Arrow cutscene. We did start with the Requiem, so that is a third free song to get right off the bat, which is kind of ridiculous. Thanks, game. Although they start as Child, so we'll need to get to Temple of Time first to get the song from Forest Medallion.
Yeah, but an early adult play from runners here does not seem unlikely. If only just for an early adult, like, get in there, grab the song, and get out.
Pretty much. We did start on just about a minute after the hour late, so we should be going shortly. We have a pretty good-sized race here. 45 people showed up for this, which is really nice.
Dang. Yeah, this is much larger than it was the last time I remember dealing with this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got a significantly better turnout this year, and I'm glad to see that.
I mean, at the first SGL Zero tournament, I qualified for cash prizes, so that tells you how small that was.
No offense, yeah, as we see that our child spawns in the Market Street, right outside of Pohut. Not too bad a spawn, nice quick access to adult. Immediate Requiem from Sponge as Sam goes to get some money. You might need to help me identify what's on the arch, because I've always sucked at it.
What's on the arch? Okay, yeah, I'll try.
Yeah, as well, I can't even see the item.
Oh, he looked at it for a frame.
Yeah, Angie's Chickens is dead.
Goodbye, chickens. I mean, it kind of just looked like a blue rupee, but I can't be held to that.
Chat, any idea? As we see Storms of the Colossus. Another good early song. Sam has some very nice aim and gets a heart piece for his efforts. Something blue for Baby Shark. Okay, slickly bloopy. Chicken Ranch, Way of the Hero, GTG Center, Dead, and Lake Foolish.
Oh, I guess. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, DC, Shadow, and something.
Forced.
Thank you. Are the stones?
So yeah, I guess our runners must have started with the Requiem.
They did, because
That
of
makes
Skip
sense.
Child Zelda.
I was like, where? How did that happen so quick? But yeah, this is happening. And Sponge is going directly to Lon Lon Ranch despite having not read that hint yet.
I mean, it's a good song and some early checks. Alright, click Medallions check. Jabu! Deku. I did not read the rest, unfortunately. Help chat, because that would wait a bit too fast for me for the remaining ones. I know Jabu's the Light Medallion, Deku the Fire Medallion, but I did not catch the others. As we see, Palmer Breeds on Talon's Chickens.
That is a find right there.
It is.
And I would say very likely to be our Way of the Hero item for this area. Though, for all we know, there could be 6 or 7 Way of the Hero items. No, there can't. There could be like 3.
Sam briefly looking at his menu again. I did not catch it either. Ranch's song is Nocturne, probably Way of the Hero.
Okay, so now there's probably 2 Way of the Hero items here.
Like Water, Spirit, Fire, thank you, are the others. Oh,
and to
shit.
be fair,
Nocturne confirmed Way of the Hero with Way, and Hover Boots both confirmed Way of the Hero with Stone Shadow. Thanks, game.
Yeah. So if we see like duplicate Lon Lon hints, we know why.
Yeah. What are the water foods? The vanilla water medallion today. Just a heart container in the silo and a strength of the roof man.
Ooh. I do love an early strength.
Indeed. Lake is still foolish in the back of CAC.
That is the first of our duplicate hints. Every hint is duplicated once. Some hints might be duplicated multiple times, but if that's the case, then there are multiple items associated with them. Hey, BGS, what's up?
Nice to see.
Yes, please. Like, that's the sort of thing, you gonna pick it up if you see it.
Hippona's in the window, alright. That makes no sense at all, video in chat. Alright, regular pill bottle on Adult Andrew.
So I was going to say somewhat transdimensional vanilla or something. Not transdimensional. Cross-temporal, I guess.
Yeah, cross-temporal. It looks like Sponge is going to do Valley Lake. Unfortunately, won't actually. Unfortunately, we know that Lake is foolish, but setting Pierre is never a bad idea, and you never know, you might find some bomb trees or something in here. This is also CSMC, by the way, in case people are wondering why Sam is just walking straight out of a chest. Like that.
Yeah, so, and this is a mode I've never actually played before, so I'm interested in seeing it happen. But yeah, the CSMC, as it's mentioned, or chest size matches content, for those of you who don't know, the way that works is anything that's big. Any chests that are big can contain, important items, and the size of the chest actually changes. It's not that they can only be placed in big chests. It's that the chests themselves can change.
Yep, Skullmask is dead. Our first always hint of the seed. Alright, I have no idea what's on the TARDIS.
It appeared to just be a piece of art.
Yeah. And I missed the Lake Lab hint.
That was Lake Lab hint because I know it said recovery heart. I just couldn't tell. Oh, I see. I see. It was
Hit
the hint
at
at
the
the lab. It was recovery heart, but I didn't see what it was talking about.
I think Skullmask was to recover her. That would have been funny if it was the same hint to back.
That matches up with the text I was thinking I saw.
Yeah, thank you for confirming, Baby Shark. Dompe giving us uselessness in a slingshot.
Hey.
Not uselessness. Bomb Shoes is actually helpful, but yeah, small chest in the slingshot.
Oh, okay.
Man.
I was like, hey, slingshot's not useless.
I was looking at the other thing.
All right.
We have a slightly terrible medallion. We have a slightly terrible medallion stone layout today. Considering that pretty much all of our high item requirement dungeons are required.
Yeah, the hot garbage has begun.
Indeed. Alright, is child fishing of any use for sponge? Nope. Heart piece there, it was a nut on letter spot, so yeah, lake is foolish, thanks.
So the only solace you can really take here is that the water temple might not be required here.
Yeah, so long shot might not be needed. Pretty much everything else in the game is, though.
Yeah.
Also,
that is the
Sponge, I know it looks like Sponge reset without saving from child fishing. Did he save his Pierre? Because I don't remember. Also, shoutouts to 20 Shoes being done down there. That's quite nice.
Is that a bomb bag on top of?
I thought it looked like a nut, but I could be wrong.
It
looked like a nut to me. What is that on the, I think there was a small chest in the wall, like, considering a Sponge did not blow it up. But that's Sponge. Sam didn't blow it up.
No, it was a bomb bag.
Nice. Very nice placement.
Very nice. Indeed.
And chat confirming that Sponge does still appear. Thank you. Wanted to make sure, because it would have been a bit unfortunate if you reset it. And for Kokiri on Sponge's side, as Sam heads on into DC. Another, Deku Nado Medallion is just the fire medallion today, but you never know.
Alright, 50 skulls is just a bunch of money, so none of that.
50 skulls, useless is nice. And Big Chest here has a really...
okay.
Yay!
Literal, actual vanilla Kokiri sword, everybody. Couldn't make this up.
Thanks, Gabe. And I can verify that, yes, in fact, Shuffle Kokiri sword is on.
Are we closed, Deku?
It's open, Deku.
Okay, so having that there in closed Deku would have been just really dumb.
But yeah, no, a literal vanilla Kokiri sword. It's not even the setting. It's just that it randomized to be done.
So one thing I find interesting is that a lot of our runners here are going through and opening up a bunch of smaller chests later on, like Sponge here, opening up all the chests in Mido House, despite them all being small, just because, you know, early on, it helps to have some things that are not necessary, because you know what's in those chests? Hearts and money.
Yep. And bomb shoes, like Sam found out.
Shoes, yeah. Oh, and it was apparently the 20-pack of shoes, too. That's good.
Who did, what was the first hint at Deku for Sponge, because I was looking elsewhere? Iron Boots chest is dead.
Apparently bottom of the well is dead, according to our chat. So
That's incredibly unfortunate considering Storms is free. Thanks.
Looks like the bomb bag chest is actually still large. So we got that going for us.
An item for them. Second slingshots, thanks. Helpful. You really needed that.
I smell a little bit of sarcasm.
Yes, indeed. I realized though, sorry, I got distracted because my notes she does actually have the Iron Boots chest on the on my notes sheet, which is why I was getting majorly distracted.
You're like, gotta do some quick spreadsheeting.
Pretty much.
Hey, double defense, what's up? That's my favorite thing to find.
That is nice, fine. But yeah, there were a couple changes to Sometimes Since recently, and I apparently managed to miss that one when adding to my notes sheet. Whoopsies.
That double defense was in a small chest, right?
No, double defenses in it are in large chests.
Oh, okay. Well, now I'm more inclined to play this mode. So Sam refilling a little bit of bombs there. I thought for a second he might go back for the skull, but
I added every other new sometimes. Yeah, I added every other new sometimes hint to my note sheet except for the ice cavern, and apparently, go figure. My brain is a bit scatterbrained.
All right, Sponge. Wow, very nice on Sponge, taking, falling down into a Deku Tree basement and also hitting the skull on the way down. That's a pretty good shot right there. I'm sure it was all completely set up because everything in this game is normalized, but my goodness, it looks cool.
Yeah, so there's been absolutely nothing in Deku. I'm pretty sure, I just kind of zoned out on the whole thing because there's been nothing in here. Not much in DC either. Double defense and the slingshot, and that's about it.
Alright,
and
time for some B1 skip situation here.
Hey, there we go.
Nicely done. And of course the flame storage used to keep that flame going upstairs.
And hey!
Yo. Magic on King Dodongo.
You'll take that.
Yep. All day long. Let's go. For those of you who don't know, magic 100% required to beat this game.
Kinda can't fire light arrows without magic meter.
Yup. It's does not matter how the dungeon layout goes, you really need some magic to be able to fire the light arrows. Alright, nice quick kill on Goma for Sponge. We'll see if Goma has anything, or if Deku is completely barren.
It sure smells barren right now, I'll tell you that. And it's useless. Thanks, game.
I was gonna say not entirely useless. I mean, you can use money, but he was actually full. So, yeah, actually useless.
And it's just the fire medallion, so unless Burning Cack somehow has ZL, basically, at this point, we don't need it.
And for Burning Cack to have ZL, you would need a very specific set of chests in Water Temple.
Yes, you would. Sam is purposely blowing himself up there so he can duck warp out of this place in case that's a big chest, I think. And just still waved hero. Thank you. We knew that. And this big chest is a big Poe bottle. I did not catch it.
The hint was another Lon Lon Ranch hint.
No.
Oh, you mean the one over on the other side? Okay. Yeah, I'm dumb.
30 skulls is dead, I think that was.
Another bomb bag.
Bomb bag. Okay.
So two bomb bags basically completely free. Looks
Is
like
indeed a small chest for Sam.
He was just trying to see what that chest was, and that's a significant improvement for this mode. Being able to see what that was without actually, picking it up, because picking it up requires coming back with the hammer or the
or
second
he could have
strength.
done hover boots, but would have had to death warp for it. There's a trick to get over there with hover boots, and really, game, really, we're at bomb bag percentage. Thanks.
Okay.
Fantastic. Really needed.
In case you needed 400,000 explosives, this is that game.
And we got the 20 pack of chews too. Alright, last one's Baumgartner. Fire is way of the hero. Alright, we're doing it anyway. Good.
I mean, we definitely need to do Fire Temple at some point, just for that Spirit Medallion.
40 skulls is dead. Okay, we're fine.
Alright, so I had to be dumb for a minute. On the tracker, which one of those is the Light Medallion and which one is the Shadow Medallion?
Jabu's the Light Medallion, Spirit is the Shadow Medallion.
Right,
also,
so we might not need the boomerang either, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we might not. Yeah, it looks like... Yeah. Never mind.
So basically what I'm saying is we need either Hammer or Mirror Shield to actually be in Ganon's castle.
We need Hammer and Mirror, yeah. Hammer, Mirror, Strength 2, a Hookshot,
No, I'm saying
either
we
a
need
tunic
them to...
or some more health would be, or some more.
No, I'm saying we need them to be in Ganon's castle.
Yes. Oh, well, speaking of Strength 2, there it is.
Strength 2 acquired.
Yeah, I got a sort of video, thanks, eventually. Yeah, GTG Center Chest is still dead. Hot Rodder here for Sponge is a new check. And hey, Silver Skill.
Wow. Well, there are just a lot of, there's a lot of progression just in Sphere 1 here.
They've gotten a ton of stuff early, yeah.
The thing with OOT is your Sphere 1 checks comprise a non-trivial number of checks. Like, they're all over the place. And they're very spread out. So, like, as opposed to, say, something like Link to the Past, where clearing out Sphere 1 can be done pretty quick.
Yep. Central Pillar is a small key.
Okay. So, essentially dead.
OGC is foolish. Thanks. And the song here is Song of Time. Not really what you want to see at this point. It's just kind of annoying to have when you'd rather get a warp song or, something required. Burning Cactus Serenade, they definitely don't need that.
Alright, well, hopefully that means we can avoid the Water Temple today.
Sam hasn't been to Colossus yet, so that's where he's going. Gonna also check out the Boulder's chest. I still have no idea what's on the arch.
I'm still halfway between a Blue Rupee and a Hookshot.
It looks like it might be more likely to be a hookshot as we see Zeal on Saria, because that one, because it is darker on Sam's side, and that Blippi's a bit more visible in the dark than that is usually.
I really wish that camera during the cutscene there would pan down just a little more.
Yeah, I know, right? Just so you can see the item, that would be great. Alright, let's see where the adult spawn is, because I don't think we've seen it yet.
Now, Fire Temple Way of the Hero is always an interesting it's always an interesting thing to think about, because you might want to actually do some people would want to save Fire Temple for when you have the hammer, but it could be that the Way of the Hero item leads to the hammer or something like that, so you never know what you're going to end up with there.
Indeed. Thanks, Baby Shark, confirming in chat that it's just some money on the arch. Thank you. Final treasure of Ice Cavern is still dead. Thank you. Brilliant. I'm just gonna go turn in the Big Pooh, conveniently. And probably head back child if I had to guess. He doesn't have a lot else to do right now as adult, and there's a lot of Series 0 checks to do as child. I'm probably gonna pick a bean or two and then go check out the River Grotto and the hints there. Sponge hasn't been to the child. Well is still foolish in the Boulder of Destiny. Sora Tunic is well to go with it.
Both players did get the strength in the Lost Woods. I'm pretty sure.
I think so, yeah. I just needs to be marked on the tracker. I don't actually know what's at the top of River, to be honest. That's a Bloopy and Lower River.
We're gonna get the Big Poe turn in right now.
Yep. We're getting a Big Poe bottle. We've actually gotten a small, regular Poe bottle and a Big Poe bottle.
And the other scale. Hello.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. I mean, 2 scales could point to something at that lab dive, which is ridiculous.
No, it can't. Lake is foolish.
Oh yeah, Lake is foolish. I'm a dumb. You have to understand. I don't pay attention to things.
You're fine, Tom. Considering how we started off the stream with you mixing up me reading the names of runners off.
Yeah, I mean, I still now want a very, very pink sponge. Anyway. Alright, it's a small chest in here and another Lon Lon hint. Okay, we can now confirm double Lon Lon Way of the Hero.
Brilliant. Useful game. Useful. We really need to know that Lon Lon Ranch is double Way of the Hero for Nocturne Hoverbirds when Shadow Temple is required. And River Chest is dead. Okay. Well, we don't want to go to Water Temple anyway. Why are you giving us these hints?
So that they can have, like, one chest that's really important in Water Temple, and you'll just be less likely to go there the whole time. You get more hints, and so it'll take 18 hours to finish the seed. Whoa, that's a bow.
That is, as ADM noted earlier, well, that's useful. Richard for Sam, is he a good boy? No. Just a recovery heart.
No. He's always a good boy. It's just his owner who's a jerk for handing you out garbage.
There. Bowling has a Bloopy on the first reward, 50 skulls is still dead in domain. Can we get our big one and Frog's 2 hints, thanks? And...
a wallet.
I don't think he cares all that much. He has 2 bottles if needed for fairies. And hover boots to get fairies in Fire Temple particularly. Doesn't matter. Setting up Dante digging time, I think this is, perhaps, at some point soon. He does have Nocturne for that. Or he will, actually. No, it doesn't yet. So this is just getting out of there quicker. I don't know if that actually saves time, but go figure. I mean, why not? Because playing Sunshine does reset the area. It does set you back to the beginning of an area quite often.
Yeah, and I mean, if he's going to Lon Lon and then to Kakariko, that would make sense for Dante digging time. Because I mean, playing Sun Song in town is going to set it to noon, right?
Yeah, well.
So that cuts through half of the day and then gets you closer to.
Right, and then he'll find out it's Nocturne here and then just do that instead, which makes sense. Yeah, so far, ton of interesting things in the last few minutes. Sponge getting, the other magic meter on Zora diving, okay. Sure.
Well, I mean...
Yep.
Why
do we have all 3 bomb bags, both magics, 2 slingshots, and 2 bottles already?
Oh, I guess Sponge is just farming rupees. That's what's happening here.
Yeah, he is getting a bit more money.
Yo, Greg, what's up?
Hey. Alright, and he's gonna go, pick up some more money than I'd expect. Let's see if that works too. Probably gonna head up adult now for Sponge and accept he's done those checks as child.
Alright. So Sponge is going to go turn in our doggo as well. Looks like Sam might be going inside Spirit here.
It does have a slingshot, too, in this case even, and explosives, might as well. There's actually 3 separate chests in Spirit and Logic. We have Requiem, we have projectiles for both ages. There is at minimum 3. There's likely a key somewhere in there, so Child Climb will also be in. Unless it so happens that the only key in Spirit Temple is on Compass chests, which is possible. A very nice combat there for Sam, getting to that room very quickly. Cat is way the hero. Okay.
And water is wet and the sky is blue and yeah.
Probably for strength 1, I think. Or strength 2. It's for a strength upgrade in all likelihood. Opponents is also in there. So, not too surprising that's way of the hero. I mean, it's Cat. But just noting down the specific things we found in there. Castle Fairy giving us a first hook shot.
Hello. And we get a key, which we probably would have known about just from looking at it from the other side of the screen there.
Yeah.
she could take that key and move on. Saving before using the key. Very nice. Looks like we won't be seeing any ridiculous bomb chew shots today.
Another key on Child Climb. I am noting down where those keys have ended up. Half-hour Temple of Time Hints when you spawned in Market for Sponge. And
well, that's a
lens.
Which, as far as I know, for these settings unlocks, like, 2 things.
Yeah. Crossing the Wasteland, you have Requiem, so that ain't it, and the lens game.
Yep.
Spirit Medallion. Spirit has the Shadow Medallion. Yeah, it's pretty much impossible to tell, but the required dungeons do have their names lit up on the tracker.
Oh, okay.
Boss key and map chest. And we don't know that the lens game is dead. Please do not spoil runners from other streams. Runners streams. We prefer to focus just on the recap.
Also, I suppose, now looking at it, the one that is the Shadow Medallion is physically darker.
A bit, yes, that's very subtle. Pickle Ron's dead, by the way. Favorite hint.
That was Saria's song where we got ZL. I just never saw it happen. Other than that.
Yeah, I assume Sunblock was useless because I totally didn't look at it. Oops. And Minuet is a nice find, actually.
Alright, just Sam setting up a broken stick there. That particular piece of movement for broken stick is useful in a lot of places.
Alright, and is Spirit Longshot locked? Yes, it is! Brilliant. For context, Spirit OTR key logic, as with any Rando's key logic, really assumes you're the world's biggest idiot at using your keys. So it will happen where if there's a key on the right hand of Spirit Temple, that is logically longshot locked because you can use your keys on every other door except for the one leading to that chest, and then be required to longshot across to that chest in order to get the key.
Beautiful.
So, Longshot may turn up on our way at the hero hints, even if we don't actually need to be at Water Temple. We hope.
My mistake, it was a full heart in the TARDIS.
So far, not a terrible seed. Just gave us a bunch of items earlier. Just can't do a lot of dungeons yet, really. So that bow and hookshot is going to send Sponge to Forest in a little bit. Sam needs to go get those items right now.
So Sponge will be picking up another slingshot here. and that 20 chew pack.
Sam is buying a bean. The Forest Medallion, I don't actually know, to be honest. I think it looks like 3 on there. Good look at me, Google. Video. That was actually Sponge's first slingshot. He hasn't gotten one from DC yet. So yeah, are you hoping for any particular trolls this seed?
I mean, not yet, but I mean, again, we'll just wait until we get something like Hammer inside Ganon's castle.
Yeah, that's quite possible. And then have like Mirror Shield and Hammer Chest or something silly. Yeah, we know Frogs in the Rain is dead.
Alright, we got adult shooting. This is something we clearly haven't seen before, but it's just Deku Seeds.
Yep.
And we did get CAC Wave the Hero, so I do expect most of these CAC checks to be taken care of as best they can.
Yeah, so far it's had Epona's and the Strength upgrade. Strength probably Wave the Hero, Epona's might be. I know it's not the BGS, it's definitely not Serenade Unburdened CAC. Considering it's also separately hinted, so...
And Sam's gonna pick up that bow now.
I hope Sam gets the hookshot, because it does help with Child Spawn is in market, but that Hyrule Berry can be really tough to grab in sometimes.
Yeah. Sam's gonna have to, of course, get ZL first, but that'll happen when he goes to Saria's song check.
Here's the bonus for Sponge. Yeah, we should be seeing Forest once he finishes up Kakariko pretty much. Senzo with bow, strength, and hookshot, he can get there, and Minuet puts it in logic. I still don't remember how both of the first 2 qualifiers had longshot in Forest.
Gross.
First time was unhinted and longshot was all the way on checkerboard room. Second time was just in the first chest and hinted.
Was Forest required in those seeds?
Both times required.
Okay.
No,
if it was Forest in a, if it was Longshot in Forest in, like, where the medallion.
Oh, sorry, Longshot was required. Forest Temple was Fire Medallion both times.
Ooh, gross. That's out.
The first call it was completely unhinted. The second qualifier gave me Sunray Song Wave the Hero and Forest Temple Wave the Hero, both for that long shot, and it's like, really, game? Really? Thanks. It's like, yes, I think Sorry Song and Forest Temple are both Wave Hero for the same thing. Because I think one of Skullkid or Daruni was hinted dead, and you were able to check the other one really quickly, so it was super obvious that, what Sari's was Wave the Hero for, and just like, oh, okay.
Alright, so Sponge is going through DC here. The only things we know of in DC are that other magic upgrade and the double defense.
Don't forget the other slingshot.
Right, other slingshot. We can also pick up some, DC is a pretty good place to pick up skulls if you're looking for them, so...
Yeah, CAC is Wave the Hero. You might as well pick up one or two. Speaking of previous qualifiers, qualifier number 1 was the definition of CAC W. It was hinted triple Way of the Hero. There were 4 separate actual Way of the Hero items in there, and then they threw a strength upgrade in there mixed too, just in case you thought it wasn't Way of the Hero enough. So there was Requiem. Let's see, what was Way of the Hero in that seed following for CAC? Requiem, Rita's Letter, Boomerang, and Mirror Shield were all Way of the Hero. They also had a Strength 2 in there. They also had a Strength upgrade in there. That wasn't actually Way of the Hero. Level 3, 2 of 3 Strength. Strength 2 and Strength 3 are both equally available. And then I think it's ruined Slingshot and like a Cover Song or something silly as well for Way of the Hero CAC. It's like, yes, I think CAC is triple Way of the Hero. What for? Everything. That was funny. People are like, how many
like, what is it not Way of the Hero for? That's the question.
Actually, yeah.
One of these days I'm gonna make a Plando where CAC is Way of the Hero because literally everything is in CAC. Like, all of it.
That would be funny. As Sam gets CL and Sponge just load up the staircase. Yeah, CAC. It's like people were like, how many CAC Way of the Hero hits did I even see? The answer is enough.
Just make it Plando, put all of the relevant items in Kakariko Village somehow. Except maybe like a song or something. And then just title the Plando Kakariko Village's Way of the Hero. Or they say that Kakariko Village is on the Way of the Hero, and then just release it to the world. Anyway,
I'm sure there's been a scene with all 5 skill checks required before. They just must be super rare, but I'm sure it's happened by now because random is random after all.
Yeah, I don't know if the number of seeds is to the point where. I don't know if the number of seeds has been rolled is to the point where that would be likely to have occurred yet, but maybe.
Maybe. Nothing on the woods target.
Everything in CAC lights on toilet? Yes. Yes, please. Speaking of lights on toilet, that's what happened yesterday in the ZSR marathon race. I don't know if you heard about that. They had a Pictionary race. You know the Pictionary thing they do?
Yeah.
I love it. It sounds like the most fun thing to do I've ever heard in my life. Way of the Heroes, we've got double Lon Lon for sure. And we've got oh, there they are. I was trying to find them on the sheet, and I was like, oh, I need to make the window larger.
Yeah. It's kind of designed around my own screen size, I'll be honest.
That's fine.
It has, yeah. This is why I have notes sheet, so I don't want to go into
So anyways,
aesthetic.
Way of the Hero, we had Lon Lon Ranch twice. We had Fire Temple, we have Kakariko, and we don't know the fourth one just yet.
Fifth, correction.
Fifth. Did you know that 4 is not equal to 5?
Bob can't math.
Yeah. That's the thing. I can do multiplication very easily, and addition is terrible for me. Don't ask me why. Because I don't know.
I can do math perfectly fine. It's just that you'll often hear me doing something more complex math. Something more, more than like times tables for any math in Chinese, because I memorize my numbers far better that way.
Fair enough.
If I get eyesight ID on Softball in Season 5, if I could actually execute the game, I'd be in a better spot, but my execution is terrible.
I only know one of the numbers in Chinese, and I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Ba for 8.
Ba.
Ba. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
So it's the high sustained one. Okay, got it.
Yeah, that's the tone. Is the high pitch is the first tone. Yeah. You'd be surprised how quickly it adds up, but even just counting from 1 through 10 in Mandarin, which is a particular when I speak, counting from 1 to 10 in Mandarin saves you a couple syllables. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is a little bit longer, and then it adds up as you read off larger numbers.
Yeah,
It beats French.
That's your speedrun strats right there.
Yeah, and then there's French, which I also speak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But that gets worse once you get into higher numbers.
Yeah.
Like 99 is
because you gotta do
99.
something like what 420s for 80. Anyway.
Yeah, so 99, 420, 10, 9 is 99 in French.
Anyway, so we're about to see some Forest
English.
Temple here from Sponge.
Yeah, so there is that. Let's see if there's anything in here. And then 99 is just 99 in Chinese, in Mandarin, just nice and simple.
Now I can give you the Japanese numbers, but that's like
they're written the same as Chinese, I'm pretty sure, but I have no idea the pronunciation.
Ich Nissan Shigo Rok Nana or Shichi Hachi Kyuju. Anyway. All right.
And this by the way,
Zelda is happening on the screen. I'm going to talk about Zelda.
I mean, it's Forest Temple and Deku Tree. Forest Temple is not known for being the most interesting of dungeons.
True enough, but I mean, there is a potential for some real value here in Forest, so it'd be nice to see.
Yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah, the other thing is, because I memorize numbers in Chinese, so this includes things like my social security number, passwords, my own phone number, that sort of thing, which makes me look like a real idiot when I can't rattle off my own phone number in English quickly.
Fair enough.
Because it's just a lot easier for me to file it mentally in Mandarin because it's got fewer syllables and I just grew up with it, so I don't know numbers have always just come to me the more easy.
I'm sure if I had to be operating on a different language level than I grew up with, I would definitely still have a lot of my mental capacity locked into that particular original language. All right, so Just Sam's gonna take a look at some of these chests here, and bail. That's one of the great things about chest size match contents here, right? Is like that room right there. You've got to hit that switch, jump across, grab the chest, hit that switch again, jump across, grab the other chest. But in this mode, you don't have to do that at all. You just got to look at it, and that is unfortunate for Sam, missing the center of the web there. Unfortunately, unable to break it open.
Oh, that's always unfortunate. And yes, the 10 in French is D's.
Yeah, seems D's to me.
Or D, depending on how you're putting it together in a sentence, whether or not that and so X is pronounced varies. And yes, that is how you pronounce it. Yeah, I've actually gotten a fair bit better at French numbers in Rando. I periodically commentate in French for ALTPPR. Ever tried reading off finish times? Those get fun. Or things like the GT Big Key guessing game, which require counting to 22, and that gets fun. So I've improved my French counting skills a fair bit, but French numbers are hard.
The only time I've ever tried to do anything in another language is I will attempt to do interviews on the Spanish channel if I'm featured or something, but I'm not commentating in another language. That's crazy talk.
For me, my French is coherent enough that I haven't gotten fired for it yet, so that's good.
Excellent. All right, so Queen Goma coming up for Sam, Sponge over here in Forest. Really just gathering a bunch of keys right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's required, so you can just keep going, and it doesn't much matter.
Forest occupies the same point in the dungeon structure as Palace of Darkness and Link to the Past, and it also has the same idea in that you're going to get a bunch of keys, most of them up front.
Yeah, although Pod Key Logic is closest to that of Water Temple Key Logic, in my opinion.
What'd you say? Pod Key Logic is closer to that to what?
Water Temple Key Logic.
Water Temple. Yeah, you know what? You're
Because
just about exactly
Forest,
correct.
Water and Pod both give you a boatload of keys earlier than everything else is like a block kind of all the keys, basically.
Yeah, but everybody knows water is swamp, and swamp sucks. So,
You're also not wrong. There's definitely various parallels. The
all
only
right,
reason I
Fire
like
Medallion acquired for Sam out of Deku. No surprises there.
nothing on Floor Master here for Sponge. Yeah, one of the reasons I like to commentate in French once in a while is I'm a U.S. resident. I don't have a lot of opportunities to practice French otherwise.
I realized it was a slip, but U.S. president probably doesn't get that much either. At least that's what I heard. I heard you're a U.S. president. Wow, when did this happen?
No, I am not, in fact, the president of the U.S. To be fair, my enunciation gets a little funky at times.
All right, so we're gonna get this fairy fountain. This is probably where that. No, it was Castle Fairy where the hookshot was.
Yeah, wrong fairy. This one's
This
just
is
arrows.
hot garbage.
Yep. I think this is Doppy taking time for Sam. Sponge is pushing some blocks in Forest Temple and finding nothing on the Ice Witch chest.
Sponge did a nice little ground jump to get on top of the green block. He's doing double ground jumps here.
If you do it perfectly, you can save time, but this only. Yeah. But if you have to come back through for whichever reason, you end up having to push the blocks again. Right. So you only really do this if you're going through in one trip for sure, which he's doing because this is required. He's not coming back.
And that you do. That it makes it a lot easier to do if you have the hover boots. In fact, it's probably very difficult to make that last jump without them. But
it is.
The hover boots also make it where you can grab the Floor Master chest before heading this way, and so there's no real reason to turn around and go back.
And there's the last key.
Yep. And as is the case, you do need all the keys here for Forest to finish it. So go ahead and grab it.
Well, I believe Sam knows Ricky Forest. I don't actually know for Sam, but there's a decent chance he does. So if Forest had been foolish and they had both Longshot and Hover, and they had Hover Boots and Pierre coming in, they could have done that. But that's really good to see. Yeah, Ricky Forest in standard seats.
Yeah, let me reiterate. You need all 5 keys if you're going to check all the chests in Forest.
The usual way. You can't actually check all the chests in Reiki. It just requires a very particular navigation. Alright, nice red po there for Sponge. Like, can you miss it?
I have a chat from chat there. It says, in Season 5, please have the elevator up in Forest. It's a possibility. I mean, I'm not in charge, but I'm sure it's something that can be done.
There has been a relatively recent, in the last, I think, month or so, like last month, wherein dungeon shortcuts are now a thing on Meraxis's dev branch. So it gets you to the bosses a lot quicker. We actually had the most recent Freaky Friday had showed those off, actually.
Do you have like the shadow block pre-pushed or something? Is that a thing?
Yes, in fact.
Nice.
Other things. So like the elevators up in Forest, there's fire arrows. Okay.
Fire arrows. All right. I always like finding fire arrows before Din's fire because then you can have that good old fire locked fire situation.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought. Thanks, Bob.
You were discussing the dungeon shortcuts.
Yes. So Deku has the webs burned, as we see a Goron tunic on 10 skulls. So Deku has the webs burned, block pushed, and like the 23's number 1 scrubs defeated. DC has the mud wall at the entrance blown open. It has the eyes has like the big map open, and the floor to King Dodongo is also open, so you can just go through a striker grade and be done.
Does it also have the elevator active?
No,
in case you want to go backwards.
It's shortcuts to the bosses specifically.
Okay.
Not to the rest of the dungeon. Let's see, Jabu, you don't need to beat the tentacles to lower the platform anymore.
Neat.
Is the Jabu shortcut, basically.
Alright.
Forest Temple has the elevator up. Fire Temple has the pillar outside of Lagia lowered. Did I mention this is dungeon boss shortcut specifically, not Fire Temple shortcut itself. Water Temple, I mean, you can get to Martha anyway. There's really not a shortcut you could do there, so there isn't. Shadow has the Truth Spinner solved, the block pushed, and the statue leading to Bongo is down, so you don't need the long shot or choose for it.
Neat.
And then Spirit Temple, the shortcut elevator in the lobby that no one ever uses in Rando because it doesn't actually save time. The elevator is lowered, the blocks that lead to it are pushed, and is that seriously another Pro on Lens game?
It absolutely is.
So yeah, Spirit, shortcut, elevator's lowered, blocks are pushed to the elevator, not the ones on the right side. And the platform that you normally need to climb to the top to lower for getting to Twin Road, but that is also lowered. The elevator is only there as adult in Spirit Temple, and this makes Spirit Key Logic even worse than it usually is.
Beautiful. So does the so this dungeon shortcuts thing, is the logic built to take care of
the logic
take those into account?
Yep. This custom
very interesting. That being said,
Hookshot incoming for Sam.
Yep. I know we did see a what was it? We saw the 10 skulls check from Sam. I don't think it was.
It was a Goron tunic. I mentioned it briefly in my.
It was Goron tunic. So maybe it's useful.
Maybe not logically useful for anything though, since we had a wallet on bowling.
Yeah. Yeah. Logically, you would either need that or the wallet, but
either one is fine.
Yeah. And you do still need the Goron tunic logically for Volvagia.
It just
there are portions of fire you don't need the Goron tunic for, but the boss is not one of them.
Although they don't much care anyway. They only have, let's see, it's 4 hearts on Sam and 5 hearts on Sponge, but they have Hookshot in the bottles. They can just get fairies revolved. They don't care.
Yeah, and since they got the double defense in DC, they don't really have to worry about hearts otherwise.
Yeah, they don't.
Like, most people, after playing this game enough, can usually just kind of deal with damage in this game, if you know what you're doing. Now, under this mode where chest size matches contents, and it's much less likely that you find hearts and things, you could end up in a situation where you're fighting things on a very low health cushion. So, like, basically the bow chest in here in Forest Temple with the double Stolfos, I would have been freaked out.
Happy 1 hour. We haven't seen GTG. They've had other things to do. Shouts to our runners, Sam and Sponge, to my co-com Bob, and to our tracker, Worm Traveler, as well as to everyone in chat for watching this. Not a bad scene so far, just plugging along.
Yeah, I mean, pretty interesting situation so far. But yeah, as you were saying, GTG hasn't been checked because, again, we've had other things to do, we've had dungeons we can clear. But GTG has been available for kind of a dumb amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, they have almost everything for it besides Iron Boots.
Yeah, and I think we learned the final chest was dead, so...
Only concern would be there being a required item in the toilet.
Yeah, I don't believe there is any hint about forest being good, but it is a required dungeon for this particular mode, so we're heading here anyway.
Oh, for this particular seed, not this particular mode. Correction.
Yeah. Well, I was saying for the mode where we set the stones as the bridge. Yeah, but yeah.
Notably, this is 3-stone bridge and vanilla wax. Our third non-letter bottle on Phantom Cannon. Brilliant!
Well,
As efficient at this time. Okay.
We are going to hit bottle percent here, maybe. I mean, it's not guaranteed that we'll go up to Jabu. There's no guarantee. So.
No, and we probably don't need a song twice at this point, unless somehow Sorry, a song is recorded, I think, pretty much.
Now, I will admit it has been a while since I've actually played Zooter, but so the way a Baron hint works, Baron means there's nothing that you could possibly want, right? Like
nothing that
unlock.
Can lead to checks in there.
Right, nothing that can lead to checks. So what I'm saying is something like you couldn't have Ruto's letter in bottom of the well, even if all of that junk up there in the fountain was garbage.
Yeah, because Ruto's letter leads to checks.
Right. Yeah, I think the fire arrow entry for Shadow is still not allowed.
Correct. Whatever decision is made for Season 5 regarding fire arrow entry and Gold Scale Water, we're ignoring it. Not going to make such major rule set changes mid-tourney. That's not a good idea.
Seems accurate. So yeah, I did a... So right there, we saw just Sam do the hookshot trick to the vines there in East Courtyard, and I guess it's West Courtyard. I get turned around in that dungeon. Anyway, the important thing I was going to say is when I mentioned a while back the ground or the broken stick movement to get the broken stick. It's the exact same movement to set up that hook shot. It's just, get up against the wall, backflip, roll once, neutral, and there you go. Or no, jump. Man, I ain't done this in so long.
You're not good.
Hey, I would know how to do it if I had a controller in my hand.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to just describe it when you're not doing it. I don't play much OTR myself. I tend to watch more often because I just get annoyed at myself when I play because I'm terrible at the game.
Same. You want to have a terrible person's race sometime?
I'm okay for the moment. Thanks, Bob.
Okay. All right. Well, we're seeing some DMC now. I didn't quite see what was in that crater, but apparently Sponge was fine with it. We're getting Saria's song.
Yep, confirming Ice Cavern is definitely not needed for the song, considering it's either Bolero or Prelude. I definitely don't need that. Yes, in fact, the rules document is called Drew. I found that funny too. But I did not use them too.
Yep, and the whole... The great thing about that is you don't get to choose that. That's just what the link shortener gives you.
Yeah, why did they... You're kidding me. That's not the bracket link, it's the rules document link. The bracket is linked in the rules document. Anyway, you can find it in there.
Alright, so a small key in the first chest of Fire Temple. No real surprises here.
Yeah, let's see what's way able to hear it here, if he can find it, that is.
Yep, it's, he's going to be running on a fairly tight schedule. Though, with those hover boots, if you really need to, you can pick up some fairies.
Yep.
No, he's really past that at this point.
I think he is. He can manage on 5 hearts. Sponge is, after
Another
all,
small
the
key.
runner-up in Season 4 and just one of the top runners in the game, so you will be seeing some top-tier execution here. And yes, in fact, Drunus here in chat is in fact in the SGL tourney, so there's a distinct amount of irony in the rules doc being named Drew. We noticed. Just a really funny coincidence there.
Good job.
Yep. It's funny because
keys for days.
Because the Skyward Sword bracket page, by the way, is called Drop. Like literally the next. I'm pretty sure the next one after the OTR rules doc is the SSR tourney page.
Which, to be fair, does sound like what you should do in that tournament.
Right.
Anyway, all right. So Sponge is now in this room with the push block, and this is the sort of the crunch time for getting through here without Goron Tunic. He's gonna get very, very close to dying, but he will be able to make it through the door with 2 seconds to spare.
Yep.
Yeah, so here's the thing. We had small keys in all 3 of the first chests in Fire, so it's very possible that we could find real items here in the rest of Fire, because that key logic, just expects 3 keys. So, yeah.
Way of the Hero Fire, anyone? I would love if this is a vanilla hammer.
So what I'm wanting is something like Longshot in here, so that then you could go clear Shadow Temple, and then go get the hammer out of GT, or GC.
You need hammer. You need Longshot. How for Shadow Bob?
Because I'm bad. That's
They
why.
also don't have Dins.
Oh, that's what I meant. Well, we'll find Dins in here. Also, we found Strength 3, so there's that.
Okay, that's concerning, actually. OGC's foolish and we don't have Dins access, speaking of.
Alright, another key. Basically, from this point, for a little bit, that chest needed to be a key. The map chest will also need to be a key to allow us to proceed within this dungeon. Otherwise, we are stuck.
Yeah, so that is only 1 strength locked. Kakariko was hinted Way of the Hero for either a strength upgrade or a Kona's song. Either of the first 2 strengths are available.
That is the boss key. So
and
we will not
be
able
now.
to proceed.
Yeah, they are now, and they are now hammerlocked out of fire.
Now, it does look like Sponge is going to take his strength and his strength and his strength and head to Spirit Temple, which requires 2 of those strengths.
Yeah, none of our strengths are we have 2 strengths in Way of the Hero location, so either there's something else in Fire, or I think Light Trial's a thing to consider.
Yeah, Light Trial seems like a solid play here. Yeah,
because the Kakariko strength is not Way of the Hero to get because the Fire Temple strength is only 1 strength block. You can get either of the other 2 strengths to get the Fire Temple one. So basically, all 3. So in order for either of our strength upgrades to be Way of the Hero, it would end up being Strength 3 because of the way that there's no Strength 2 lock strength in this seed, and things get a little funky. It's a little funny that you see this when you get strength upgrades like this in particular, because It's one thing to get strength upgrades Way of the Hero, but like one strength locks 2 others, or 2 strengths lock the third. Not usually. There's 2 easily available strengths, and the third one's just 1 strength locked, which is really funny for logic.
It's kind of goofy, but you never know. It could also just be that the hint for CAC is for Eponas, and then the third strength is the one that's hinted.
Well, it could be CAC for Eponas and Fire Tumble for something else. We also haven't seen 20 Skulls, so it could be that for CAC. But right now, it's looking a lot like Strength 3's Way of Hero.
I do love me some required Ganon's Castle checks. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. The only issue is we can't currently get in. We need to be able to beat Shadow Temple, and that requires Dins. Wherever that's gone off to today, hasn't shown up yet.
I mean, we all know it's Wasteland Chest, right? It's Firelock Fire. It's gotta happen.
Not wrong. The game does love to do that. Hammer could be on HBA. That would help with our Way of the Hero CAC. We also don't have our 5th Way of the Hero hit, so there's that to keep in mind.
Alright, 1 boss key delivered for Sponge. And gonna check some of the child checks here.
Me as well. There's his lens.
Welcome to our newer viewers here in chat.
I know we have a mix of regular OTR viewers, and we've also got some SpeedGaming regulars who aren't as familiar with OTR. Feel free to ask questions.
Yeah, and Star will answer them, and I will act like I know what I'm talking about. Anyway.
You're all good, Bob. Not seeing anything new though at the moment. Both of them doing checks, the other's already done. But between the Eponas and the potential Way of the Hero and the whole and them having everything else, I'm thinking about GTG potentially as the next play for these guys.
Yeah, Room Training Grounds is kind of a big deal. I would still be tempted to just go to Wasteland Chest real quick, just run straight there and then turn around. Just because
it is their fastest way to GTG. To be fair, to reverse.
Oh yeah, I forgot about reversing, but yeah, we should do that.
Yeah, I think it'll be a likely next play. Because OGC is foolish, so they can't check their Strength 3 potential Way of the Hero right now anyway, so...
Wait, the N64 launches on the Switch stuff tomorrow?
Was it actually? I did not know, yeah. For those who don't know, you can get like an expansion pass for the Nintendo Switch Online to play OT and other games on the Switch.
So now we need somebody to get in there and figure out how to inject a rando ROM into a Switch. Just saying.
Well, you can already install RetroArch on Switch. I don't know what the Switch official port, though, is for OT, but I doubt it's 1.0, which is what
I doubt it. Alrighty. Sponge headed back into Spirit. because we can head upstairs for a bit.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see where Sam goes off to next.
So you know what's great to have in Spirit? This little thing called double magic.
Ah, yes, it is nice to have.
You can light these fools on fire.
Yes. Hey, Corey. See, it's alright. We're just looking for some items at this point. We've got a couple ambiguous Way of the Heroes. Cat is Way of the Hero, and so is Fire Temple. It's either Strength 3 for them both, or the Epona's is Way of the Hero and Cat for something on HBA, and Deep Fire has something locked behind the hammer. Neither of which is a particularly fun option, honestly. OGC is foolish, so we can't tell if Strike B's Way of the Hero for right now.
Alright, so Sponge is going to deal with the Iron Knuckle here. Did a nice job of getting out of the way of that first axe slash. Wouldn't have actually killed him, but it would have cut him down to about half health, and nobody wants to die to an Iron Knuckle.
Yeah, it just sucks. Especially because the Iron Knuckles and Spirit are all pretty deep in, so it takes a while to get back there.
So it took me a while to realize you said deep in, because what I heard was deviant, and I was like, okay. I'm not sure what that has to do with anything, but I agree.
Also, good catch from chat. There is a big chest in the boss key chest for fire.
Ooh. Interesting.
So that could be the Way of the Hero in fire if it's not at Strength 3. Yeah, Sponge did not check that, which could be interesting.
Alright, so Sponge going into the big key chest.
Boss key chest. I mix this up all the time myself.
Okay.
It's big keys and LTP and boss keys and
I realize that is a mistake usually, but in this particular mode, the boss key chest is also a big key chest. Just saying.
Okay, you're not wrong. You are technically correct.
Which, as we learned from Futurama, is the best kind of correct. Anyway.
We're leaving a bit. Anyway, Sam's in fire, Sponge is in Colossus Ferry, we're going.
I'm just trying to save myself there, but yeah, I clearly made a mistake.
You're fine, honestly.
So Sponge, I think, probably is going to go for the Reverse Wasteland here, which is a trick that, you know, if you're going to start doing rando, if you're going to start doing Ocarina Time rando, I recommend learning Reverse Wasteland. It's not as hard as it looks, though the version I learned is not efficient, but
it is a very, very good trick to know, though, because of it can save you a whole lot of time. It can save you from AD, in fact.
Yeah. So watching the basically the main trick is to keep track of the textures on the ground and the seams of the polygons on the ground, because a lot of the boundaries of when you get kicked out are on those seams. So that's why with me it helps that I'm playing on a terrible resolution, because I can see those seams like.
Hey, that works.
Oh! It was a big chest. I was real excited. It's the third slingshot.
We're just getting everything, apparently. Like, actually, if you look at our notes sheet, we filled in, like, most of it by now. We're missing, for extra stuff, we're missing one bow, the second wallet, Boomerang and Letter D would like to never see, Ferora's Nehru's Iron Boots, something we don't want to see. You know, we never saw a Frog's 2-hit. There's Strength 3 for Sam.
Luckily, even if Frogs 2 is required, we still won't require the OOT check. That's Serenade.
Well, bird and cat, you mean? But yes.
I mean, yeah, that's right. The one that's annoying.
We always hint, yes.
Yeah. I knew it wasn't that, and then my brain just said, "Oh, it's the OOT check. It's always that one." No, you idiot.
Hey, it's alright. It's hard to keep track of the different settings.
Did you know that words are hard?
Yes.
So, this is the only time I will ever say this, but the one yesterday, the very important thing I learned from the ZSR marathon run is that Zelda Speedrun's website is the first result on Google for ass chest.
Yes, it is, apparently.
Which I only mentioned because we are in Gerudo Fortress.
Yeah, it's something to do with, I think, SRM and the HBA person. You can just pull items out from behind her, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
It looks kind of ridiculous. How do you learn you get the flags light up like that? At nighttime, go in and out of the valley shed thingamajig, the place end shed thingamajig, and that's basically it. You can only use lens to see what's in a chest for the lens minigame. Like there's some special textures or something in there, and nowhere else.
Though it would be interesting to have a mode where every chest was lensable, right?
It would, yeah.
It would also make the lens a much better item.
Very much so.
Yo! Hammer on horseback archery. And we got the skip mini games on, so you got 15-20, you got both items. But it was on the 1,000.
Yeah, Hyrule Castle waved here. Well, that's our
Good job.
Sam's bad. I would be too. Thanks, game. Very nice. For that hookshot. Brilliant.
Yeah, it's like I could have used that information about 18 hours ago. Thank you.
Right, and Fire still waved here. Yes, thank you. But Cactus confirmed waved here for that opponents now, so there could be something else in Fire Temples, such as in that big chest down the boss key chest. So you never know.
Yeah, Sponge could definitely be interested in heading back to Fire Temple pretty soon. But when you're at Gerudo Fortress, you're not gonna not go into GTG.
Oh no, especially because you're still missing several items.
Speaking of missing, he's missing this eye switch quite a bit.
Yes, the good old NAA.
And actually, Sponge did go ahead and he just went in, grabbed the key, and bailed on GTG. He might be setting up some valley check situation here, or he's going to take the hammer and
valley earlier. I think he's just going to set here and get going, which makes sense as well. Get the 2 lobby chests because you're quick, and then just get out of here.
Yeah, and then he can just reset right back to that position, assuming he's saved inside.
Oh, yeah, that's true, right? You'll probably want to set here before going back to the fire, though, just because you don't want to get locked out. That feels bad.
Now, if you had, like, Ferrari's Wind, you would consider doing this, but hey, there's Ruto's letter. Interesting. It's in the Storms Grotto outside of Goron City. I can't...
Bottle% anyone?
Yeah, I'm just surprised that Sponge hasn't checked that, to be honest.
Huh. Yeah, I guess it just wasn't in the area for it. See, I'm going to go clear out Adult Spirits, just a little bit behind Sponge here, having done checks in a bit of a different order and just not end up being quite as efficient.
Well, that is a particular movement strategy that I had not considered. Where you grab the silver rupee and recoil off the wall. That seems great. Just all these wonderful little tactics that I'd never consider.
Yeah.
Get some AoE spin strats here. Wolfos room taken care of. That is a non-key and not particularly useful item.
So everything in here, except for the toilet, is in logic, so we'll need to look at keys to see if there is a key in the toilet.
Yeah, that's a good call. Oh, there's a big chest over there and a small key here. What do we have? Dins!
Alright, that's
GTG. So,
Nope,
Mirror
that is
Shield and
not
Light Trial
so.
then?
Likely, yeah. Or elsewise, it's probably Fire Temple, though we are still missing light arrows.
There is that.
And logically, Longshot needs to be available somewhere too.
Ice arrows in a big chest in GTG. That is something that has occurred.
Yeah. Because ice arrows are considered a major item for that purpose.
Yep. It's like if it shows up on your inventory screen. Alright, it looks like Sponge is doing the left side of GTG and is leaving for Shadow Temple, which seems like a plan to me. I mean, he did just pick up the ice arrows, so it might be a good time to go kill Bongo Bongo. Though, to be honest, like the ice arrow strat is fun. It looks fun. It's actually much harder.
It is. For context, we love to meme and say ice arrows are a thing for Bongo because it has a really funny animation. If you freeze one hand, he starts punching it with the other and gets pretty distracted.
Just Sam is having the hardest time blowing up this BMOS.
Yeah, Beamos is trolling Sam there.
I mean, BMOS are the worst in every game. I'm pretty sure that's just true. Including games where they don't exist. That is accurate. Be most annoying. Yep. I agree, Eat Your Rice. I agree. Now, Shadow Temple has a lot of keys as well. And there's got to be a certain number up to a certain point. So, like, in these first 4 chests, there's got to be 1. And then a few more along the way. But yeah, you expect a very large number of small keys early on in Shadow. I wonder why the SGL21 command there didn't work.
I think it's SGL2100TR. There we go.
And I guess exclamation point 2021 might be a thing for like the general
that's
event.
the generic one, yes.
But yeah, this is oh my goodness. All these time saves from CSMC. Like, again, I've never played this mode, but it does kind of make me want to play this. Because it feels like the times in CSMC with this might, start approaching Link to the Past rando times.
Yes, in fact, you guys will see us here tomorrow. You guys will see us again for tomorrow's qualifier. Not sure yet. Not yet sure which SGL channel, SG Ray channel will be on, but yeah, you'll be hearing us again.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's scheduled to be on the main channel, but that was also the case for this race yesterday. So
let's see.
So I
still
don't
use
know
a tracker for tomorrow. Well, if someone wants to come have fun with our tracker.
So just remind me, how many races do you need to have to qualify for this tournament?
Minimum 3. If you do less, it will be considered as though you have a forfeit.
So minimum 3 races. That means that, in theory, if you're interested in joining this tournament, having fun, you still technically have time. We've got
5, 6, 7, and 8. Yeah,
yep,
there's 4 left.
4 more qualifiers left. So it is still theoretically possible.
Yep. They've already got a few people who have completed 3 races, even. Starting to get a bit of a standings sheet together, actually. People
and what's the cutoff for making the tournament?
Top 32 make it to bracket.
32. Okay.
Like, there's a couple people in here today who are looking to improve their score. Like, I saw Equal was in here someplace, and he's looking to improve on a 63 is his low. 65 is his lowest score, for instance. What the Hells has done 2 so far. This will be his 3rd. And then there's various others. I believe I spotted Exodus in here. This will be his 3rd race as well. And he's already got a 92 and a 93, so if he does well in this one, he'll be in a pretty good spot for brackets. The command for SGLOTR has the rules document, and the qualifier standings sheet is linked in there someplace. Yeah, the first qualifier was a bit of a fiasco for a lot of people and made for some really interesting numbers.
Yeah, I imagine, worst scenario is when you get real baited and there's like one way you could have done particularly well and like 1 or 2 people galaxy brain it and can actually get it, and so the par time is insane.
Yeah, things are a little funky. The first one, so funky, in fact, that the formula originally gave somebody a negative score before I fixed it.
Gross.
I was like, let's not give somebody a negative score for finishing the scene. If you get a 0 for a forfeit, I'm not going to punish you for finishing the scene. They got 10 points instead. It's all out of 100 points. So.
Is that what I think it is?
Yes. Nice for roast.
Good job, game. Way to put Ferore's Wind in like one of the few places I know to use it.
Yep. Yeah, the issue of the first call, you could tell it wasn't AD because the time first finish was like a 207, I think. But you also couldn't tell where the item was. This was the Deep Forest Sea without hints.
Oh, yeah.
We had a near God route on Restream, but unfortunately that runner thought the left side of the Goron City maze was a small chest, and that turned out to be the only available magic meter, so they last location that.
Oof. That is a big oof. Alright,
Yes,
Just Sam is about to pick up that hammer.
Yeah, so light trial, do you think? Is there long shot in fire? Do we have a mirror shield in fire or in light trial? There's a few different shenanigans that could be occurring. We do have Fire Wave here unresolved. We're not sure what for. Mirror shield and lights are outstanding for required items. We are logically required to find a long shot somewhere. And hey, you never know, iron boots might show up.
Yeah, so it could just as well be something like long shot on light trial that you don't even need for real.
Yep.
Though I would love to see mirror shield there. I just really love it when there is something required in Ganon's castle. I don't know why. Just feels
Sam
good.
taking a really, really good look at the GTG maze because you can see the size of every chest here. It's just really hard to do, and I sure can't tell as a viewer on the restream.
Yeah. And man, I know you've had some headaches with this, but until recently there were some real issues with lag in that room.
Oh yes, the lag. It gets pretty bad. For some reason, race seeds and race seeds only, combined with CSMC, results in a ridiculous amount of lag and places with a lot of chests loaded at the same time. Including Mida's house.
Yeah, and so there was a concern that the lag would lead people to know about the content or the existence of those chests without actually looking at them, which is a problem.
Not even, Bob. It turns out that it lags even when all the chests are small. It's just that trying to read the chest sizes through the encryption apparently really, really lagged the game.
Ooh. Alright.
Because I was trying to load too many chests at once and having to do so through the encryption, which somehow broke things. They did get it fixed. It will. So once they get 6.1 released for presumably S5, we'll have it available for race seeds. But until then, there's just no spoiler logs for these races. I am generating these seeds without spoiler logs.
Alright.
Our commentary note sheet is the equivalent of a spoiler log. Or at least it's as good as it's working in any case. Alright, Shadow Temple, by the way, is snooze.
Yep. Hot garbage all around. Hot garbage served up hot and fresh by Bongo Bongo himself.
Indeed. Nothing. So Sam has understandably decided he's going to go back to Way of the Hero required Fire Temple and go clear it out, because leaving his dins behind for now. A little bit unfortunate, but he'll be back eventually.
Seems legit.
I mean, Sam knows that his Way of the Hero might not be a strength upgrade, and especially with that hammer turning behind a Koga song, the strength potential Way of the Hero is getting fishier by the minute.
Yeah, and if I was Sam, I'd be super, super suspicious of that hammerlock chest that he saw.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, as far as Way of the Hero, there's a good chance that is it, although I will cry laughing if it's like the third bow or iron boots. It could be neighbors,
we were told
too.
that Sponge didn't actually check that, so he doesn't know that the other potential item is there fairly quickly.
Yeah, so that might influence his decision. So that might actually be an interesting divergence a little bit in one choosing to pee, because that probably is part of the reason why Sam's going back so quickly, is for that big chest.
Nice one-cycle bongo from Sponge. It is significantly easier with BGS.
It is. So, is there anything on Bongo, or was the entirety of Shadow S news? It had furores, and that's it so far. Huge rupee on the Crater Ferry.
And it's garbage all the way down for Shadow Temple.
Yep. Just some arrows on Bongo.
And Sam is headed into Fire Temple. We'll get to see what that chest is soon. It'll be a couple minutes. Still got to go beat that flare dancer and all that mess. But
yeah, it takes a couple minutes to get around the basement loop.
It is called a flare dancer, right? I'm not making that
yes.
up? Okay. I just thought I was throwing two random words from Final Fantasy together. Alright, well, you know what Sponge has just done? Sponge has just acquired all 3 medallions.
Stones, you mean?
That's right. Spiritual stones. I'll tell you what I did. My brain looked at those, said pendants, which is not correct because that's linked to the past. And then my brain went for a synonym for pendants, which is medallions, and I got the complete wrong answer. One of these days, my brain will start working again. Maybe when I do this tomorrow, it'll be reasonable.
I mean, I was a little worried that you weren't awake in time for this.
Oh, no, I was fine. I was actually awake like 45 minutes before this. What?
Okay, yeah.
All right. Big chest behind the hammer. What do we got? What's up? Oh, boy.
I was talking about how there could be a couple different items that would be bait in there, and that wins for bait. Sponge is about to get his own piece of bait right here as his Sora tunic. Big chests that are not helpful.
Alright, well, we know for a fact that Volvagia here will drop a small key, because otherwise there's no way to proceed in this dungeon.
Yeah, because there was no keys in the basement loop.
Yeah, so this will be the last. This is definitely going to be a small key. But yeah, Sponge, as we might have predicted, is headed for Ganon's castle. So
yeah, we'll be seeing shortly if. Yeah, so we'll be seeing soon here between the two if Strength 3 is the way of the hero and fire, or if we need something else. Kalari, the big chest in the boss key chest, which was big, had Mayor's Love in it. Because of course it did.
Alright, just Sam switching back to BGS to finish off Volvagia.
Nicely done.
Yep. As long as he doesn't start flying around, or she doesn't start flying around, you call it a win.
Sponge still has a few chews left. I'm pretty sure Sam loses them all, but he knows about extension anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Spirit Trial has absolutely nothing. That's against our 2 runners. That's a key and full as expected. Just Sam and Sponge to my co-coms. Bob into our checker. We're in Traveler.
Thank you. And shout out to U-Star1468 as well, and thanks for helping with this tournament. And it's time to yeet that rock. We've got a small key in here for sure, and a big item. What do we have?
Which is
Boomerang?
Boomerang! Jumping, anyone!
Ew. Whose bright idea was that? And I will remind you that Sponge is the one that doesn't have the letter.
No, that letter is on the Storm Strider DMT. And Sam is out of there. He's going to assume that it's that Strength 3 is the way of the hero, which it might be, but the only thing that's led to is Uber. This is an ice play for Sam, which is interesting because we know that the Iron Boots chest here is dead, and we know that the song here is useless. Which is interesting. There's only a couple checks available in here as he goes down. Yeah, light medallion Jabu is starting to smell a bit. It's that or deep fire.
Both of those sound like hot garbage to me. No, I guess deep fire is particularly hotter garbage, just because it's fire. But
yes, and keep in mind that whatever that wave hero is could just be for long time.
Yep. There's nothing that says the the mirror shield can't be on like Frogs 2 or something. Though that really would be hinted, right?
It would be hinted, but that hint appears to be in Back Lake or Fountain or something at this point.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it. I'm just probably going to do some field cleanup because we haven't seen much of this. Sam is going to go for KC skip here.
So I was not made aware that this was allowed now.
It's been allowed for a while.
Yeah. It hasn't been allowed since I played, so there we go. That's how long. Now you know how long it's been since I played. Is it required that you have the letter to do this, or they just allow it?
Oh, no, you can just do it. Okay. Sponge only did Whisper and Light Child left. Yeah, appears that he did just go back after, go further after finding the ring.
Looks like it requires a fairly specific angle here, trying to set it up and then do a 90-degree turn.
Yeah, and Frogs 2 is dead from the having the hint, and there we go.
There we go. AZ skip. I may have to sit down and try to hammer that out.
Yeah, it's usually it definitely can be a little finicky as Sam shows. Arrow Castle is still there. Here, thanks. We do have all hints down. Ron is still dead. River Chest is dead, yep. And feels useless.
Just bombs at Zora Fairy. And Sponge is headed for Lake Hylia. Oh, there's the mirror shield just sitting on
iceberg. All right. Iceberg. So, fire way of the hero.
I mean, I feel like it's just got to be the long shot then.
It could be lights, like it could be Boomerang leading to lights.
Oh yeah, that could be true.
It could be Iron Boots leading to lights, for that matter. Actually, we don't have that yet either.
I think we've still got it where the way the hero hints don't lead directly to light arrows, right?
No, but they can be an item that leads to lights. Yeah. What is that on Icy Waters? I have no idea.
I couldn't exactly tell, but I could tell that Sam could tell. If that helps.
Very helpful description.
Like, there was something there. I think it looked like just like a bomb pack or something. But again, I'm bad.
Well, it wasn't light arrows, at least. I think we can say that much.
Yeah, that one I think we would have noticed.
Yeah. That would have been really funny if it was lightstone.
Then you gotta find iron boots. Like, what?
And we don't know where
they're not allowing any sort of cutscene diving here.
Nope, we're not.
Using the good old standard rule set, which used to be called the accessible rule set.
That was a good couple years ago at this point.
I think it's still a reasonably accurate description. Like, it's the standard rule set is not something that's hard, that's impossible for most people to use.
I will have to ask Sam in the interview why he decided to go Ice Cavern instead of, back into Way of the Hero Fire, or, he left a bunch of stuff in GTG. Really? Because those seem like a better idea than, let's see, what was it? He had Iceberg, Fatwind Ferry, and 2 checks in Ice, and then he could come back to KZ later if he wanted, but because he KZ skipped, he can't actually check in Zora. You are not, in fact, allowed to pass through him from the back. That is, strictly banned. For reference, when you're during the unfreezing animation, which you can do from the back, his hitbox momentarily does not exist, so you can hookshot through to the torch. Don't do that.
Can you? Are you allowed to unfreeze him from the front and get through that way?
No.
Okay, because I know you can. I've done it myself. Accidentally. You can just kind of roll through. Hey, big chest in this compass chest here. Oh, light arrows in Ice Cavern. Good job, Sam.
So, whatever Fire Way of the Hero is, it leads to long shot. Fantastic. Brilliant.
Well, good news for Sponge. He's about to pick up Ruto's letter.
Unfortunately, that might bait him into Jabu instead of going
to
Ice Cavern. Because he does know that his Fire Temple is Way of the Hero for something, after all, and, Ruto's letter is logically required for both Mirror Shield and Light Arrows, by the way, but you could just King Zora skip and skip the whole mess. Here's the thing for Sam, where does he go after Spirit? Because he does not know what his fighter is Way of the Hero for, and he does need his dins from the GTG like room. I mean, I think there is a possibility, if you get a little confused with the strength upgrade logic in this scene, that you might think Strength 2 is Way of the Hero, but that doesn't help either for Spirit. Yeah. Yeah, Fire Way of the Hero is the biggest bait in the world. Yeah, it makes sense for Sponge to just clean up the area before going back into fire.
Alright, so we will see Sponge heading back into fire. I'm not sure, maybe he goes straight for the boss.
I think he does.
Yeah, because again, he hasn't checked the lower chest. And he knows he has to do the boss.
Yep.
No, he's going for the hammer chest here.
I mean, you're right here anyway. You know Boomerang is a questionable Way of the Hero. Strength 3 is a questionable Way of the Hero. So it's not a very good check. I don't think he's gonna climb, because he might want to at least see if that ring is the Way of the Hero item in behind fire. It could be. We don't actually know what the Way of the Hero is. The only way we're gonna find out is if Sponge chases it, or if later on, off restream, somebody chases it down and figures out what this Fire Way of the Hero is actually for. Because we don't know. We might never find out on Research too, because I don't think Sam's gonna end up chasing that all that far. Depends on where he goes after Spirit, but I think he probably just reverses back to GTG, honestly. Because he can't get to Ganon to check his Strength 3. He does know there's a possibility. I think he should know there's a possibility for bait as it is. I'm also pretty sure Sam does have Strength 3, by the way, from the tracker.
Alright, it's about to be time for some Twin Rova. So I guess we'll first get the Iron Knuckle Maburu here. Got cushion enough for one axe hit there. But you know, if you know what you're doing, especially with Vigor sword, you just get there and start stabbing at the ankles. Darn it. Darn it. Darn it. Anyway. Anytime I hear that, I think it's the beginning of Crazy Train. I'm pretty sure I would take one of Komei and Kotake played by Ozzy Osbourne. Okay, Sponge is doing something that is less than ideal. He's going up Fire Temple, and he does not have a key.
Oh dear, Sponge! Does have a boss key, right?
This is not going to work out the way you want it to.
Nope.
I mean, I guess you could do like a Pierre thing, maybe.
He can't. He's locked out at Map Chest. He can't get to here from there.
I'm always surprised. There's always some way to do things that I don't know about, but.
Yeah, he's gonna get locked out here and then realize, wait a second.
And there it is. Oh, okay, he's setting up for Aurora's win. Sure.
I mean, he still has to spend the time to set for Aurora's win and come back. I don't think this is a time save. It's nice to minimize the time save, but it's not saving him time.
Yeah, I could definitely say it probably was not his intention to do that. At least he can mitigate the damage of the dirt.
Yeah, you do not really want to fire in the situation just to set for rollers, by the way. That is just, oh, I screwed up. Hey, at least I can save that time. Oh well, happens to us all. Happy 2 hours. Twin Rova's down. Sponge is heading for and let's see how things go. I mean, Sponge, if he does choose to raid climb after beating Volve, might figure out what our fire wave the hero is for us. I mean, for all we know, long shots of vanilla in water temple, to be honest.
Alright, so just Sam finishing off Spirit Temple, and that is everything he needs except the Din's Fire, which we know is back in Gerudo Training Grounds.
Yeah,
now,
so does he reverse here is the big question.
That is the question.
Okay. Nope.
He is
piecing Sunsong, actually.
Well, okay.
That might not be a bad thing. He's gonna get some skulls here. Does he reverse after the skulls is the big question here. Because if he reverses, he'll get next. If he doesn't, we might be near it. I mean, it makes sense to get skulls. Kak is way up a hero. You could only, for all you know, be on 20 skulls. This is sensible.
Yeah. Very possible.
Nope, he's out. Gonna pick up the Adult Kak skull and check 20. I mean, this could be, I don't know, Iron Boots or something stupid too. Just for the giggles, mostly.
Sounds good.
Oh, for us, it'd be the giggles and it was iron bits, or can be something as assistance. Alright, here's... water is not foolish, they just can't get in. We also... Well, so the thing is, Diesler, Spirit Temple is long shot locked. That is how we know that Fire Temple's gotta be people here. Long shot of all things. And Iron Boots could also turn up somewhere random. It's one of the few major items we haven't seen in this seed. Looking at our notes sheet, I think we're missing the last bow, our long shot, our second wallet, and irons. And that's about it. And Sponge is going back into fire. Alright, well, bye to Sponge for the next few minutes as we find a blue beyond 20 skulls. So, Sponge is going to figure out if it is strength 3 or something, or long shot, basically, and fire. Well, iron boots, I guess. If irons are in Jabu, Sponge is probably going to end up in Water Temple. Yeah. These artists don't want to see iron boots.
So we saw this adult shooting gallery from Sponge earlier. It was Deku Seeds or something.
Yeah, Seeds, because you made a comment about wrong ammo.
Alright, now Sponge
Yeah, I think Sponge has a high chance of ending up in Jabu. Either that or he finds iron boots in here and then heads off the Water Temple, basically. Hey, VXR! We're in bait mode, basically. Where's Way of the Hero? It's turned up a strength 3 so far, and that got us a boomerang. Just Sam is going someplace that's not GTG. His Din's Fire isn't there. Sponge needs to basically go to Ice Cavern, because his Meteor Shield is on the iceberg and his light arrows are in the Ice Cavern compass chest. Now here's the concerning thing too, is people are going to go to Ice Cavern eventually, get Mirror, and then leave, and then have to come back for those lights, which feels even worse.
Yeah, that very well might happen.
We're not sure how exactly Fire Way of the Hero leads to Longshot, we just know it has to.
At least the whole way they brain did a brain thing. At least that at least getting baited to the Mirror Shield and then finishing it, at least you will know for sure where the light arrows are once you do that. Because the good old light arrow hint still exists.
Yeah, it just feels a little bad to have to hike back to Ice for it. So that is one thing that Sam can save a bit of time on. He's probably just doing some overworld cleaning up. I mean, that's fair enough. He has no idea where his Dins is. I hope he gets back to GTG after field here. I'm just continuing in fire.
Right now, the current logic chain for that logical fire, or for that Fire Way the Hero, is strength 3 out of Fire Temple for the boomerang, which was in Ganon's castle. Well, here's a big chest, so who knows?
That is not it. We do have a Zora tunic.
I was gonna say, second wallet for blue fire for King Zora.
No letters available. Yeah, Zora tunic was in Boulder of Destiny, and Ruto's letter was on DMT Storms. It's just Storms of the Colossus, and we started with work. So it is very much not it. Lovely placement game. Vic just here, I think. Respond. Watch this be the third bow. Just to make sure we get every single major item in this seed. Or, you know, the adult trade quest item, because I don't think I've seen that either. And...
Oh, God! Game, please. Oh, this is some bait right here.
Alright, thanks, game. Iron Boots. Longshot could be straight vanilla. What is that in the Tech Rado? I missed it.
I haven't the foggiest. Like, I even saw the whole thing with my own eyes, and I couldn't tell what it was.
Yeah, Light Trial is a boomerang. Decky system, Iron Boots are on highest Goron. So, boomerang or Iron Boots? Which one leads to Longshot? Both options suck. And for that matter, Sam's going back to GTG, which is good. Phew.
I was going to say, I think the correct answer to that question is sadness. Sadness linked to Longshot.
You're not wrong, because I think Sponge is going to follow both of those items to see if it's added up linked to his mirror shield. Unfortunately, no.
Alright, so Just Sam should be picking up Din's Fire soon, and that will put Just Sam in go mode.
It will. Sponge is going to be baited by Fire Wave here.
And the thing with go mode in the thing with this go mode is it's still go mode while still having to finish Shadow Temple. And Shadow Temple just takes a long time, no matter what you do.
Yeah, and I noticed that the boss key is next to the vanilla chest, so you do need to do the back. No go modding Shadow today.
So at least they'll be able to skip the Floor Master chest.
There is that. I think this is a Water Temple play from Sponge, which makes with a stopover at Tektite on the way, because he never got his other scale from Big Pose, so he has no idea that gold scale is available, so this can't be his Iron's Way of the hero. And that's a flippy. I know it couldn't be much, it couldn't have been Longshot in any case, because gold scale was available. But, well, that's funny enough. I wonder if it was Longshot in Icy Waters. We knew it wasn't Light Arrows, but I couldn't actually tell what it was beyond not white.
It seemed pretty dark to me, so to me it looked kind of like a bomb, like just a bomb pack. But the Longshot would have a similar coloration, so I don't know.
And Sponge is about to get his gold scale.
Sponge is now going to Forest.
If this is an ice play, that's really good for him. Because he might be suspecting Icy Waters, perhaps.
Yeah, that could be it. That'd be very good for Sponge, unless, of course, he bails after the Mirror Shield. But, again, that's not as devastating as having to chase through Water Temple and Jabu.
Yeah. Doing a bot dive, I believe that's a bomb refill on the Icy Waters. Yeah, Sam's in go mode. It looks like Sponge is gonna also be in go mode soon. Because I think this is an ice blade.
Alright, so Just Sam, again, as we just stated, just got into go mode. Needs to find all of the keys in this dungeon. And some of the keys.
Yeah. Yeah, hope Sponge sets Roars and Ice. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be a pretty good call.
Yeah, we don't know. I
He
mean,
would
this is
have
good
to
for him.
actually set foot in ice to do that, though. And he might be tempted to leave as soon as picking up that mirror shield, so we'll see.
Yeah, I do seriously wonder which one of Iron Boots or Boomerang leads to that long shot.
That was an interesting setup for Sponge to do the King Zora skip. Honestly, the setup there just really feels a lot like the B1 skip setup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you're setting up your position just right and then using the camera to line up the final jump.
It is pretty much exactly what it is you position yourself and then use the camera to line yourself up. Alright, Mirror Shield here for Sponge. And he is gonna at least check Icy Waters. I mean, makes sense, because Iron Boots Way of the Hero first. Potential Way of the Hero.
It is, in fact, just a bomb.
Okay, good. That freestanding item is notoriously difficult to peek.
Also, now I just feel real good about myself for being able to realize that, or at least guess that that's what it was the first time.
Alright, so does Sponge actually do anything in Ice, or does he just set for Roars? I think, yep, set for Roars. As at least
that's
he's hit the same
perfectly fine.
Yep.
That's really not going to waste that much time at all, to be honest. Unfortunately, he has not acquired Prelude.
No, but I think he's still actually slightly ahead of Sam, because he's already done most of Spirit, and Shadow's just so long for Sam. So I think Sponge is going to be first on Restream, though Sam is only a few minutes behind, ultimately. Pretty good race here.
Real close.
Sam had some slightly less efficient early rounding, but then skipping all of Deep Fire really helped.
Basically, the important part here is neither runner got massively debated by the things that could have been massively debated.
Oh yeah, I was seriously expecting Sponge to get baited to heck by Irons and Rang. But
I was expecting Sam to take forever to get back to GTG, so
yeah,
good on them
that
for
fire...
defying my expectations.
Oh yeah, I kind of, if one of them is willing to in an interview, I might ask one of them to go check out Water Temple to see if Longshot's just sitting in there, because I'm wondering where it is. It has to be in the game somewhere, and it's either Iron or Rang locked. Like, we've seen everything else that could possibly be Way of the Hero.
I do sure hope Sponge can get through here without taking any actual damage. Okay, there we go. That's better. Getting a heart. He's literally on a quarter heart.
Fun fact for that room: if you're on Oko or Quad Minimal, don't set for Roars in there, because the second you for Roars in, the pop will hit you and kill you.
Oof.
It's happened before in RSL. Someone sets for Roars there, it's either Oko or Quad Minimal, and bam. Yeah, Sponge is going to be done with Spirit before Sam gets in the boat here, so he's in a pretty good spot. And Ice doesn't take as long as, finishing off Shadow Sam, I'm pretty sure, though it's close. Reminder to chat, by the way, that since we are in the 15-minute delay, but the race room is not, do not tell us if people have finished until the race or delay catches up. I think Sam is Sponge is a touch ahead, but it's really hard to say right now.
I mean, he will have to go up Ganon's castle twice, but it's not.
Yeah, the hike is part of the thing that my math is currently failing, because I mean, hiking back to Ganon's is better than hiking back to Ice Cavern, but it's definitely a time sink.
Especially due to lack of prelude situation.
Yep.
Like, is it still just fastest to go from CAC?
I think so. Because they don't have Prelude, and there's no way they're getting Prelude. It's either on OT or it's an Ice Cavern, and they're not doing either of those things. They should both get pretty decent times in this seed. I wouldn't be surprised to start seeing finishes in the wall. They both ride this pretty well, so you don't expect them to be too far behind like top finish. The top finishers are close to the top finishers, like they should be doing pretty well on this sort of point. Let me go control out my sheet.
Sam went ahead and grabbed Ferrors there.
This is Sponge's second qualifier. He forfeited the first, so he needs to do 5 to get all the points. Sam has done 1 qualifier so far, and this is his second. Gonna help the standings for both of them, actually. Matt's gonna get a little finicky then.
I guess Sam's just resetting the room. See, getting through this hallway without irons or whatever in a reasonable amount of time does require fairly specific timing. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that the open spawn is in the CAC potion shop.
I know, because they haven't used it.
So that's a little bit faster than not turning to graveyard.
Yeah, I think a little. Not by much, but a bit.
I mean, this race is close enough, it might actually matter.
Yeah, no kidding. Alright, and Sponge is done with Spirit.
Sam was checking real quick, do I have the boss key? No.
Yeah. And Sam will be... Yeah, Sam getting to the boat right about as Sponge finished Spirit.
I know now why my brain thought I needed long shot for Shadow. It's because of the skull, and my brain is playing Skull Sanity.
Yeah. No, you don't need it. There are 2 things in Shadow that can require long shot. That, and the statue to Bongo if you don't have a bow.
Right. And let's be fair, if you're going to fight Bongo and you don't have a bow, I'm sad for you.
I mean, that's happened. I rolled a seed in Co-op Season 1 that wasn't technically needed to beat Bongo without a bow, but practically you were doing it because Hammer in the boss key chest locked all bows.
Oof.
Well, so 1 bow was undead. The other 2 bows were Hammer Rocks and Light Trial with Strength 3 on the Crater Scrubs. And yes, there are ways of getting around both long shot requirements in Shadow. You can't do the skull with just hook shot. So it requires pulling the shortcut block part way. If you try to pull it all the way, you will lose access to that trick.
I think that's why the logic would require you to have the long shot in the first place, because they assume you do the dumb thing.
Oh no, even if you knew how to do it, this thing with the block is actually solidly kind of finicky. Like, it's not something that would be in default logic, even if it was, even if you
Fair
could
enough.
knock yourself out of it.
All right.
And then you can bypass the statue with bomb chase out of logic. There is a trick for that one.
All right, so
Oh,
Sponge is
ouch!
about to climb Ganon's castle.
Ouch. Drew saying in chat he lost a co-op match in season 1 because his partner pulled the block all the way. That does feel bad.
Oof.
Because yeah, once you pull the block all the way, it stays there. So that, and if you do that, remember that logic assumes you're a moron. You will never be able, you cannot repeat, you cannot do this trick with hookshot for that skull. It is something nice to do. It is a time saver if you know how to do so and you don't pull the block all the way, but it cannot be something in logic.
The light arrows are in Ice Cavern. Just Sam already got them. Sponge has Ferrora's Wind set in Ice Cavern, so he should be getting them pretty soon. But I mean, getting to the compass chest requires you go get the blue fire, and then you go, and then you leave and you go to the other place. So it's not the world's shortest. Oh, Sponge forgot to get the big key, boss key.
And he also looked for, and he's also dispelling Auroras. He's gonna have Auroras here.
No! Oh no!
Oh no! Well,
no,
I
no,
think
no,
that
no, 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 no.
Between those two things, I think Sam is now in the lead on Restream.
Yeah, you're probably right. That is just the biggest of moves right there.
Yeah, I can see it. Just it's not that unusual to scatterbrain the boss key, and you don't know that you're like, what are the odds your leaders are in those 3 checks in ice? It just feels bad.
Yeah, I know I've done this once. In the one season 4 seed I played. Alright, so just Sam. Let's see if he goes to the Temple of Time real quick.
You should. It is something that is easy to forget. Yeah, so with the newer updates, you do get the boss key on the blue orb for all other Ganon's Castle boss key settings, but the light arrow cutscene is still the light arrow cutscene. That is the one exception. And Sam has not gotten here.
Alrighty, just Sam acquiring that boss key, and we'll be finishing this seed rather shortly. With a pretty nice time, if I do say so myself. Alright. One pack of Dinolfo's dead, and we are headed to the Stalfos. Just Sam setting up for the dwarf fight. While Sponge is now finally acquiring that information about the ice cavern light arrows and is getting there the quickest way he knows how.
Yeah.
It is, however, unfortunate that he had to dispel that warp point. Oof.
Don't
Just
die,
Sam
Sam. Please.
Taking some hits there from the Iron Knuckles, but luckily not taking too much. And he doesn't have to worry about this health because, one, Ganondorf actually refills your health, which is weird. And two, there's no more enemies between here and there. And that is true. Sponge has to do King Zora skip again. Now, the good news for that is Sam was the only one who struggled with King Zora skip. Sponge seemed to get it first try without much issue. Though, you know, he might be a little flustered at this point. I would be.
And, oh yeah, I have caught up, my brain is caught up at the moment. I was sorting out a thing or two internally. GG's to Gogeta finishing first, 227.24.
Gogeta just a little bit ahead of everyone else here.
Yeah, I was thinking we'd get some finishes soon, and there is one. Yeah, I'm not too far behind. Sponge is having a spot of trouble here.
And just Sam pulling off the one-cycle dwarf fight, no problem.
And there goes for Sponge.
Alright, so Sponge will now be making his way into Ice Cavern. I didn't realize that the land extended that far. I was like,
Yeah,
surely it's faster just to go across the ice. No, it's not.
Yeah, no, it's really not fast to go across the icebergs because they're so slippery and everything and food. Yeah, it'll still be a great finish time for Sponge. He just will be a couple minutes behind where he would have been. I don't think it'll ultimately cost him too much time, but might lose him like a point or two.
I think there's a good chance that if Sponge had not flubbed that boss key, this would be almost a dead tie.
Pretty close, yeah. These guys would be about tied if it weren't for the boss key goof. Yeah, because the boss key goof then led to losing the floors, which is just...
Alright, just Sam going to pick up the Master Sword. This will enter the final phase of the Ganon fight. Need a few more hits here, and we will be done. It's all about positioning yourself in the right spot between Ganon's legs. That's how it works. And down goes Ganon. Time to stab him in the face, like you do.
And GG! Sam finishing second with an official time of 2:31.08. Sponge here is getting his lights. Well, we will get Sam in for an interview. Let's see if the bot's cooperating today. It sometimes does, sometimes doesn't.
We will see. if the information on the bot is set up correctly, the only way that can go wrong is if, well, the bot is borked. And, it might take a minute for people to respond to invites and things, but luckily we have this other Ganondorf fight from Sponge to watch while this is happening.
And it looks like I'll just send Sam a DM. It's the bot is a little finicky, and not everyone is in the SPL Discord yet, which doesn't help.
Right.
Where is just Sam in my mile-long list of DMs?
All right, a quick bottle and sword stab situation. That was actually with a BGS stored jump slash that was done before that particular phase. For those of you who don't know, and I can't believe it's this late that we're discussing it, but for those of you who don't know, the primary way of dealing damage in this, if you can, is to store your jump slash and then do a crouch stab, because that damage was not programmed into the game, and so it just takes the damage value of whatever the last thing you did was. And it does sound like we are now joined by our winner on Restream and the second place finisher overall in this race, Just Sam. How's it going?
Hello, guys. I'm doing good. What about you guys?
I am doing just fine. I had an excellent time commentating the seed and an excellent time watching you play. That was quite a seed. We were worried you weren't going to get back to GTG for a while.
Yeah, that thing was scary, not gonna lie. I was looking at the middle of GTG, the maze. I saw like no big chest. I was like, I know if I want to go back there. Since I got armor, so I went back in fire and got like really nothing. Only like strength 3 for a long shot. I went back.
So turns out the iron boots were in the highest Goron chest as well.
Oh my!
So long shot's either in water or in Jabu. We don't know.
Oh my god!
Yeah. And this was a situation where that fire way of the hero was definitely just bait for spirit key logic.
Oh yeah, right. By the way, Rang was in light trial for context. Damn, I nearly forgot you didn't have that.
Yeah. Damn.
And by the way, GG's to Sponge here, finishing up. Gonna be second on Restream, third overall. With an official racetime.gg time of 2:34:55. GG.
Sponge actually picked up both the boomerang and the iron boots and somehow managed to avoid getting baited into either Jabu or
yeah, water. You're going ice. You're not going back in Jabu and water. For sure. There was no way.
I mean, it's an interesting choice because you have both the Iron Boots chest. The Iron Boots chest is hinted. The song is dead, and
yeah, it was like pretty quick. I think just go there, don't get a song.
Yeah. I mean, it was either Bolero or Prelude at that point. Neither of which are the most helpful. I guess it gets you back to fire and back to Ganon's quicker.
Yeah.
Having Prelude this seed probably would have done Sponge some good.
Yeah, so Sponge's go mode was Mirror Shield, so he set for Roars and Ice, left to beat Spirit. He beat Spirit. He got out of Spirit pretty much right as he got to the boat in Shadow Sam. Forgot to pick the boss key up on the way back to Ganon's.
Oh,
and then lost his Roars and Ice because he said it in Ganon's.
Yeah, that happens.
And the whole mess basically cost him enough time, a bunch of time, because he otherwise would have been tied with you, perhaps finishing a little bit earlier, actually.
Tofile, Storms was free, I think.
They started with Requiem, Storms at the Colossus, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was basically free. Yeah. It's very interesting that the Ruto's letter was literally Sphere 1, or Sphere 2, I guess. But yeah, Sponge, you can definitely come in if you don't have the invite yet. I'm sure Star can get you one shortly.
Yeah, I sent you a DM already, Sponge. You hint, hint. Yeah, FMC, yeah, light arrows were in ice. Hey, Sponge, GG's.
Hey,
GG Sponge.
GG's.
Yeah, as I was saying, definitely good job not getting baited into Jabu or water there. My goodness.
Dude,
Oh, my.
I was like, I go back into fire. I'm like, okay, I'm hard committing to full clearing this shit because like I got that feeling in my bones. I'm like, this boomerang is fucking bait. I'm like, there's no
Damn.
fucking way. So I go back in, I get the irons, and I'm like, oh my god, do I have to choose between water and Jabu? And what if it's just long shot for Spirit Key logic? And I'm just like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm just gonna go check. First, I check Tektite because I'm like, okay, this could be Iron's Lock. Then I got the gold scale from Big Pose and face palmed for a sec. And I'm like,
That was funny.
yo, how sick would it be if it's just Ice Cavern?
Right.
8-tier dungeon, let's go.
Well,
I mean,
I mean, it
there's an
worked
Iron's
out.
Lock check there too. Yeah, I was going for the Iron's Lock check because I'm like, do I really want to commit to water or Jabu? Like, oh man, I love you, Ice Cavern. I hate you because you had the light arrows, but I love you, man.
yeah, that whole debacle with the big key for or boss key for Ganon's castle there. We were like, oh no, because I think if that hadn't happened, it would have been much closer between the two of between Sam and Sponge here. I'm not even sure who would have won. It was very
Oh,
very
I'm
close.
fine with that. I got a big fat 0 I got to get rid of, so I'll take 3rd, 10th, 15th. I don't care. Just I'm fine with that.
Also, apparently, we are informed in chat that the long shot was on the cracked wall of Water Temple.
Oh my god.
That was hot garbage. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, nothing in Jabu. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Of course. Oh man, that fire wave here was such a bait.
Oh my
Imagine
goodness.
just not getting it. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Like
yep.
not getting that hint.
Not getting a fire wave hero somehow. Like you just dingus and don't read it. That would actually help you this seed.
Yeah, that would have been the way to
It
win.
would.
We'll have to ask Gogeta.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Sam, when did you go to Ice Cavern?
Water
I mean, it was a
boss
little
was
before
vanilla.
you.
Wait, when did I? After fire, I think. Did
After
I?
fire.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, I think it was roughly after fire, somewhere in there.
I went in GTG and I just looked at the maze at the beginning. I did like the 2 first chests with the bow. and
Right.
I saw nothing, so I dipped. I didn't even get Den's my first
What?
dip in
Because
GTG.
you'd already
Yeah.
you'd already gotten the hammer off of horseback archery at that point,
Yeah.
and so you did that. Then you went to fire, beat that, and then decided to go to ice.
Yeah.
Um,
When I got nervous, I was like, nope, I'm not going up. I was just like, oh, it's strength 3 for like some like long shot or something. Like, nope, not going back. And I went to ice, I think.
Whoa. That's like 3 levels deep, man. I don't know how y'all do this shit.
I don't like fire.
Like what?
Yeah. So yeah, avoiding the deep fire there was the real time save for Sam. Also, we're not going to talk about Fire Temple small keys or anything.
Yes,
the fact
fire
that
keys.
I climbed without a key.
I mean, at least you
like-
had Furores at that point.
Yeah. All right, so just to give Sam context, so I go into fire. I've already climbed. I have strength 3, and I got key locked. So I do the loop. I don't get a key. In my brain, I'm like, I would love to not get a key here because that means that I could just go full clear fire and not feel bad about it. But I didn't kill the dragon, so I walked all the way up fire again. realized when I got to the door, I don't have a key.
Oh, yeah, hammer at that time?
I had furrows, but yeah, the
Okay.
second time I was in fire, I had the hammer.
Okay, second time, okay.
Yeah, so I dipped early. Like, why you should dip early. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
believe both of you dipped early at some point.
Yeah, you both did. So you both got strike 3 and then got locked out, so left. And then Sponge here, yeah, came back with hammer, did the boss key loop, climbed back to the map chest, and then realized. At least you guys were roars.
Also, shout outs to best Furor's location ever.
Yeah, that part is tough.
I was so happy, dude. I'm like, cool, I get to show off and I get Furor's win.
I didn't
Let's
use scars
go.
at all.
Oh, I used it more than I would like to admit.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that Ganon's Castle boss keyhole shenanigan. Sponge.
Oh my god, I didn't know that. Honestly, my worst enemy is keys.
Apparently.
Through execution, boss fights, unlucky routing, just put keys in a seed and I lose time.
Your execution was quite good this scene. You were noting that, and then just, yeah, keys.
No, I mean,
It's one of those days.
Sponge, I believe, checked Scarecrow.
I did.
Yeah, I mean, you at least looked at it.
Yeah, it was a small brown chest, so I didn't open it.
This mode, this chest size match content, it's very interesting to me, but it also gives me a heart attack because I don't know if I can function on 4 or 5 hearts.
Oh man.
Pro?
Yeah, I got Pierre. Before I went back into fire, I had Ferrer's win, and I must have just forgot that I did because I was so hell bent on getting Pierre before going back because I knew that the 2 chests in the top of the maze, like the shortcut and the top of the maze, were just both small keys. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
it's literally 50-50 as to whether, like I was just assuming, like, okay, strength 3 is not way the hero for this boomerang.
You went to Child Lake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
did
damn.
Valley
Early
Lake.
child fishing, I
Oh
think.
no. Okay.
Yeah, because Sponge went child immediately and did read the Temple of Time hits for half an hour.
Wait,
Oh, okay.
really?
Yeah.
What? No. No.
I distinctly remember you reading the Temple of Time hits at like the 32-minute mark or something.
Well, I know somebody did that.
And the
Oh,
Lake Wave, the hero was, and the Lake Foolish was at Temple of Time. And
Oh,
that
no,
was
no, no.
half.
you're right. You're right. I did take 35 minutes or so to read the Temple of Time hints, but that's because I cleared the game before I went back and told.
Yes, you did.
Yo, you don't know how sad I was when I got that magic on King Dodongo. I'm like, no, I'm counterfeited. But then I didn't find a bow for 3 hours. I'm like, yes, I'm good.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, I guess, Sponge, when you went to Dodongo's Cavern, because you hadn't been to the Temple of Time, or because you hadn't done some of the things, you probably didn't have storms at the time.
I had storms immediately.
Yeah.
Check
Well,
number 1 was storms for me.
Hmm.
Just played that quick.
it's just interesting to me that you ended up skipping that Storms Grotto on the way.
Oh, DMT storms?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I had a choice. It's like I could do all of this and then go into fire, or I could just go balls deep and go in the fire and, you know, just skip a bunch of stuff and save time. And when I came back to fire, I'm like, okay, wouldn't it be awkward if I had to kill Volvagia to progress in the dungeon, and then like have to climb back out to do these checks? So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna bite the bullet and do them just in case I need the letter for Jabu. I find the letter and I'm like, thank God, but also, fuck.
Yeah. Totally agree. Totally agree with that situation. All right. So, gentlemen, it has been a pleasure to watch and commentate your race. Is there anything else you two would like to say before we wrap it up here today?
But thank you guys for the stream and GG Sponge. Good luck for the rest.
Thank you. Good luck to you as well. If you decide to play more, just go to Ice Cavern, Sam.
Oh, yeah, just rush Ice Cavern.
A tier
I don't do-
dungeon.
I don't do deep fire.
I gotta
Really
go
think
learn
we'll
King Zora skip after this.
Oh
Anyway,
my god.
It's fun.
That Oh, that KZ skip I did was so bad. I was getting pissed.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching here. Thank you to our runners, Just Sam and Sponge. If you liked what you see from them, you can follow them here on Twitch. That's at Just Sam the Boss and the Salty Sponge. I'm sure they would appreciate any support. And anybody, I also want to shout out our tracker, Warren Traveler. Thank you so much for keeping track of all of the items on the screen. Trust me, I would mess that one up. And also, my co-commentator, Star1468. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Yep. What is your Twitch, by the way? Because the boss quit, apparently.
Yeah, that one.
Sorry, no, I'm asking that to Bob because I don't actually remember. I know
it's twitch.tv/Dr. Bobtastic, all spelled out. And Stars is Star1468-1, 14681.
And Warren Traveler is Warren Traveler. Thank you to them for tracking. Who's providing it? Thank you. Yep. But yeah, thanks all. Our next restream will be tomorrow. You'll have Bob and I again on comms for some more fun in the form of another call at 2 p.m. Eastern. If you want to come check us out then.
All right. Thank you all. I will just say that I have been Dr. Bobtastic. I will see you all at a later occasion, and I will let you all have the last word. Good afternoon, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.